This is going to be the easiest, most straight to the point way to launch a business. Here's 5 steps to launch your dream business. What's up, icons? It's the Iconic Fashion Figure. Prepare for a heat wave today because today is day 2 of Heatwave Hustle, your summer success bootcamp with me, Iconic Fashion Figure. Let's strategize a plan to get your business launched ASAP. Hopefully by the end of this bootcamp, but definitely by the end of this summer. Now, normally I would start talking to you guys about actually registering your business and getting the proper documentation you need for your business, but we're not focusing on that today. Let's instead jump into these 5 important steps to launch your dream business. And those 5 steps are going to be: identify your niche and business type. 2, draft a business plan to launch this summer. 3, choose the e-commerce platform that's right for you. 4, set up all of the essentials that you'll need to get your business up and running. And 5, develop a marketing strategy to launch your business so you can be sure you have customers. Now let's deep dive into each one of these 5 important steps so I can actually help you plan out how you're going to launch your business this summer. Let's start with step 1. And step 1 is to identify your niche and business type. Now this is more so like the brainstorming step. This is where you're going to be asking yourself all these different questions about what type of business you're actually launching so we know what we're doing. Let's say you're working directly with me one-on-one. Let's focus today just you and I. And you're trying to tell me exactly what it is you're launching because I don't know you. I don't know what's going on in your head. I don't know what it is you actually want to do. But I need you to explain to me what it is that you actually want to launch. So what type of business is it that you want to start? Clothing, accessories, jewelry? Is it a service? Who will you be selling to? Is it just local people in your neighborhood that you are familiar with? Are you selling to the entire nation but it's mostly women, or maybe it's mostly men, or it's both men and women? Are you going international and you're selling to other countries? Think about the type of product that you will be selling, the price point that you want to sell in. There's lots of questions that you'll need to answer in this step, but if you started with yesterday's template, then you've started answering all these questions already. So I now need you to break it down to me. What type of business are you starting so I can actually help you get it started? In this step, this is your moment to brainstorm exactly what it is that you would like to achieve. Decide what your dream business really looks like, and don't be afraid to dream big. Now, while we may be starting this really quickly and possibly on a budget as well, during this brainstorm step, we're brainstorming for the future as well. So get all your thoughts out, write it down. I definitely recommend, I know some of you don't like to write, do a voice recording if you don't want to write, but put it down so that way it makes sense, and tell me too what it is that you're trying to start so I know how to better help you. So now let's go into step 2. Now that your brainstorming is done, we now need to put it into a plan. So we need to draft a business plan so we can make sure we launch your business ASAP, hopefully this summer. So we'll start with drafting a business plan to launch your business by the end of this summer, but then we'll extend that business plan to plan for the future as well. I mean, technically the future starts now anyway. So when it comes to your business plan, I'm going to break this down even further into additional steps. So step 1 of your business plan: determine your launch date. I like to start there first so that way I can work backwards. So are you planning to start by the end of this summer success bootcamp, which will be at the end of June? Are you planning to start by the end of summer, so let's say like end of August before Labor Day? Or are you planning to start like September? Now, when it comes to this bootcamp, the goal is to have you started before the holidays because that's when you will typically make your most money. So I definitely recommend that you start by September 1st. And starting by September 1st allows you to work out any kinks that may be in your business so that you're truly prepared for the holiday rush. So now that you have a launch date in mind, let's start working backwards to set deadlines of when you need to have certain things completed that are going to be important steps to get you going. So I'm going to get my iPad so I can actually write down this calendar of what it is that we're going to be doing. So let's say for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do the end of June because I know most of you won't won't do it in a month, but I'm going to say in July I want to have this launched. So for this example, I'm going to say July 11th. July 11th, I want my business to be live. I want it to be available for my customers to be able to shop. And it's going to be an online clothing business. But this is going to be a boutique. Since I know most of you are boutiques, I won't do wholesale. So on July 7th will be the official launch date. Let me get a calendar too, because I'm just pulling these dates out of my head. So July 7th is a Thursday. I want to do a soft launch on July 7th, which is a Sunday. So a few days before my actual launch. And the soft launch is typically for like family and friends to shop, so they can point out any errors that they're seeing, any issues that I may be having on my website before I actually do the real launch, where there's going to be complete strangers shopping my website, and I don't want them to run into those issues, so I'm going to use family and friends during a soft launch. So July 7th will be the soft launch. Now, before I even go into the soft launch, I want to do my own website testing. So I want to make sure even before family and friends go on there that I test it out and everything is working. And I'll give myself a few days for that. So I'll say let's go July 3rd. So July 3rd is a Wednesday. That gives me about 3 to 4 days to actually test out my website myself to make sure it's working, look for any grammatical errors, any broken links that may not be working, all those things. We'll do website testing on July 7th, starting July 7th. So that means if I'm going to be doing all this testing and then the soft launch and the actual launch, I need to make sure my website is done by July 2nd, so the day before I actually start testing. And I also have to remember there's a holiday in there too, so I may not be working on the 4th. That's why I said 3 to 4 days of testing. But on the 2nd, my website needs to be done by then so I can start testing the next day. So website completion July 7th. July 2nd, sorry, not 7th. Now, before my website is launched, any physical product that I know I'll be selling that I need in inventory, so this is not going to be a dropship business, I'm actually owning my inventory, I need to make sure my inventory is there before I actually do my launch. And I like to have my inventory at least ordered a week before, just for any delays. So let's say by July 1st, if the shipping is 3 to 4 days, I need to make sure my inventory is ready to ship out by then. So by July 1st is my goal to have my inventory on its way to me. Now, those of you that may be doing custom products, private labeling, anything like that, keep in mind those things take longer. So you want to order way in advance. Some of you may be starting to order product now if you're doing customization, private labeling, custom designs, anything like that. You'll have to look ahead of time, or you'll have to push out your launch date to allow for that time. But I'm going to say I'm ordering ready stock to start out, because I'm starting this on a budget anyway and I can't afford all those customizations and the private labeling and all of that. So ready stock that could take about a week to get to me. So I'll start ordering on July 1st. Oh, and I gotta remember the holiday in there too, so I gotta be careful of that as well. Can't forget that. Now, if there's any supplies that I need, let's say for shipping, if you don't have tape to close up your shipping packages, any of those type of supplies that you need to run your business, also want to order those by July 1st as well, because I want to make sure I have the essentials needed, because people are going to be ordering starting on July 7th. I have faith that they will, so I need to make sure my supplies are ordered by the 1st as well. So order shipping supplies July 1st and any other essentials. So now I'm at least prepared to launch the website and have the supplies and inventory needed. Now, if you're not doing your own shipping, you won't be doing those things. Now, one of the things I always recommend when you're starting a business is don't wait till after you launch to start marketing your business. You want to start marketing before you actually launch the business. It can just be simple as word of mouth, just so people know you are getting ready to launch. So I want to actually start my marketing on June 22nd. That gives me a little over a week before my website needs to be completed, but 2 weeks before my actual launch. Now, since this is a quick business launch, 2 weeks is probably all that I can afford, whereas if I really planned this out and took my time, I would give myself more time for marketing. But June 22nd to start marketing. Then I know on July 2nd that I need to have my website completed. Now, I need time to actually put the website together. So let's give myself at least 2 weeks to get this website up and running. Now, I've shown you ways how you can get a website done in a day, but if you really want to, make it look professional, give yourself more time. So I'm gonna say by June 15th, I need to start working on my website. You guys see how fast this is going? I'm already in 2 weeks need to already be starting on creating my website. Now, another thing I need to do is be able to source my products. So I don't necessarily need to buy them right away, but I need to start getting an idea of what I'm going to buy. Now, today is June 2nd. I've already started brainstorming. So by June 5th, I'm actually going to start sourcing my products. I may even start sooner because that is the exciting part. But June 5th, I'm going to start sourcing the products. Now, I need to come up with the business name and the business logo and all that stuff because I technically haven't done it yet. Some of you may have done that during your brainstorming, but I haven't actually done that yet. Actually, tomorrow on the 3rd, I'm going to start doing all my branding, coming up with the names, logos, slogans, any of that stuff that I need to do. That's going to be on June 3rd. Because then on June 4th, I'll actually start securing my domain name, my social media handles, all of those things that I'll need for the business. That'll be June 4th. And then of course today, June 2nd, is the brainstorm. So that gives me like a month and a half to pull all this together. Now, one of the things that I missed in here that you may need if you're ordering physical products and you don't have images for your products is a photo shoot. I always encourage you guys to do your own photo shoots, to have your own images. So I need to squeeze that in there. I had originally put that I was ordering inventory by July 1st, but that will be cutting it too close to actually, do a photo shoot, have the images edited, and then up on the website before my website completion on the 2nd. So I actually need to go back and change that date. And let's say if I'm sourcing my inventory on June 5th, I'm going to say to start ordering inventory by June 12th because that gives me a week to really source and try to find it. You can even push to the 19th, but I wouldn't push it that far out because if you order on the 12th, you should hopefully, if you're ordering ready stock that's available to ship right away, have it within a week. So by the 19th, we can actually do our photo shoot. And then that gives you almost 2 weeks to have images taken and edited to throw onto your website before your website completion date. Now, as you can see, you may have to go in and make changes and tweak things. And as you start working through this stuff, you'll most likely change your calendar as well because things will change along the way depending on what comes up as you're working. Some things may happen faster. You may experience delays, but that at least gets you going on creating a calendar so you have something to work towards. So now that we have a schedule set for our business plan, step 3 in creating your business plan is thinking about what is it that you would like to achieve. So think about your financial goals for the next 6 months because that'll get you through the holiday season. Think about the number of customers you would like to reach within the next 6 months again to get you through the holiday season. And just think about your overall growth for the next year. We haven't gone too far into the future, but we're looking for within the next year. We'll start there for now and then we'll continue to plan for the future. And then step 4 in your business plan, think about how much time do you have to put into your business. So are you currently working a job? So are you only putting in part-time hours into your business or are you still going to be putting in full-time? Think about the fact that you may have children or other hobbies that you're doing. You'll still need personal time for yourself as well. Thinking about how much time you actually have to put into your business will determine what goals you'll be able to achieve depending on the amount of time that you put in. Because if you don't have much time, your goals may be limited. But if you have a lot of time, you can reach for the stars. But remember, if you're starting with a limited budget, you will need more time to put into this because you don't have the funding to pay someone else to do it or to, hire a team to help you. Which leads me into step number 5. What are your strengths and what are some areas that you'll need help in? So some of the things that you'll need to think about when launching a business, especially if you're doing like an online boutique, is are you skilled in graphic design, leadership if you're hiring a team or even third-party companies? Are you self-disciplined? Are you good at planning and goal setting? Are you good with finances and budgeting? Are you good with marketing? Because that'll be a huge one. Are you good with analyzing? Because you'll also need to know how to analyze utilize your business? Are you good with customer service? Are you good with sales? Are you good with communication? Are you good with operations? Are you good with shipping and like packaging? Are you good with figuring out trends, determining trends, or even setting trends? Those are just some of the things you'll have to think about. Is that something you can do, or is it something that you're going to need help in? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean if you need help in it that you have to hire help, but it may be something that you need to put time into learning so that way you can do it yourself. Otherwise, you may need to hire someone to help you do it. Because remember, we may be doing this on a budget and we may be doing this fast, but we still want it to come off as professional. And then we're going into step number 6 of your business plan. Think about, what does success look like to you? Because everyone's idea of success is going to be different. So is success the number of customers? Is it the amount of money that you make? Is it the number of years you reach in business? Is it about quitting any current jobs that you have so you're fully self-employed? Is it just about having an extra source of income but keeping your main source of income? Is it simply about your happiness? Or is it about all of these things? Think about what success looks like to you. And then of course, step number 7 in this business plan that we're creating today, because this isn't the traditional business plan. But now we can start focusing on those future goals beyond that first 6 months to a year. And then we can also create the traditional business plan as well, which you guys know I do have the business plan template for you. But we're looking at the overall bigger picture of your business. So once you actually start making money that you can put back into your business, you can hire a team, you have the extra time because you're fully self-employed now. What does the bigger picture look like to you? Create your dream business, because soon this won't just be a dream, it'll be your reality. And then when you're ready, it doesn't have to be today, but when you're ready, use my free business plan template to actually create your traditional business plan for your business. But that will be the business planning for right now, because we are short on time and we got to move on to the next step. Step number 3 to launching your dream business quickly. We need to choose the right e-commerce platform for you. And I have given you guys a bunch that you can choose from. But figure it out based on the amount of time you have and the budget that you have to launch your dream business by the end of this summer. What platform is going to be right for you? Are you going to use a free e-commerce platform, or are you going to use a paid version? Think about what your budget is. Also think about, can you design it yourself and still make it look professional when designing it yourself? Or do you need assistance in designing it, like a drag and drop builder, or even hiring a web developer? Can you manage and maintain it? Because you may also need a web developer to manage and maintain your website as well. Do you understand SEO? So that way people can find your website. Do you have a secure way of accepting payments? Because this is about money. You are trying to get paid. So think about all those things, and also keep in mind, by the end of this Summer Success Bootcamp, I will have a new Canva template for you guys. So this will be the updated version with the new updates that Canva have. It'll be coming soon. So now let's go into step number 4 of launching your dream business. Let's set up the essentials that you'll need to launch within the next month or 2, or maybe 3 if you need it. So one of the things you're going to need is a shipping account. How are you going to be shipping the products for those of you that are selling physical products? Especially if you're owning your inventory. If you're drop shipping, you don't have to worry about that. That's included in your drop shipping service. But are you going to be using UPS, FedEx for those of you that own your inventory? Are you going to start with USPS? You also need to create a fulfillment process when thinking about the shipping side of how you're actually going to ship this, and determine how long it'll take you to ship this, so you can let your customers know how long it takes you to process an order, because everyone likes to know that. And that leads you into creating your policy. So your processing policy, your return policy, all of those different policies you'll need on your website, start creating those things now, because those are essential. You'll start opening up your accounts with vendors. Now, for those of you that aren't registering your business, you'll have to look into no license wholesale vendors, which I do have a bunch of videos for that. But for those of you that will actually be registering your business and you'll have your resale certificate, of course you have way more opportunities to find vendors. But start setting up those accounts, and not just with wholesale vendors, but you need like any suppliers for shipping supplies. If you're doing any custom packaging, any of those type of things, and you need to set up accounts with those, you'll want to start doing that in step 4. Also set up your email accounts for if you're going to be offering customer service through email where people can reach you. Start setting those up as well, which I've created a video in the past on how you can create those professional email accounts for free. So I'll link that video. Now you'll want to have a bank account set up for how you'll receive your money. Now to open up a business bank account, you'll need your business registered. So for those of you that are registering your business, you can go open up your business bank account. For those of you that are starting more as like a side hustle and you're not yet registering your business, you'll want to use either a personal bank account or something like a PayPal account where the money will go into PayPal. You'll start creating your budget if you haven't created that yet, or if you don't have a budget in mind yet. You'll start thinking about all the supplies you need because you'll have to start ordering that, and that'll go into your budget list as well. Start creating your social media accounts and your domains, and then if you need help and you can afford to hire help, you'll start looking for the help that you need. And then let's go into step 5, the last and final step for this video, because we need to start quick. And step 5 is all focused on marketing. We need to develop a marketing strategy so that way we have customers by the time we launch. So in this step, you want to think about how will customers find you. And some of the ways you can use to help customers find your business, of course, is SEO, which we've kind of hit on already in one of the steps. You have social media marketing, and if you've already started setting up your handles, you can start that now. You have UGC content, which is user-generated content, and there are some creators out there that will do that for you for free. So you have content that you can use, and it's almost like reviews of your product. You can work with influencers if you can. For those of you that are on a budget, you can find micro influencers that'll do it for free. You can also pay influencers if you want bigger influencers to work with, but you have to think about that in your budget. Word of mouth always helps, and that's usually what will help you when you want to get the name out there before you actually launch. You'll use word of mouth. And then of course there's email marketing, which I have been talking about for the last couple months this year. Definitely use email marketing, even SMS marketing, and I've created the video for you on how to reach thousands of people through email marketing, and you do that completely free with one tool. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll also link that video. That would be the best way to start, especially if you're on a budget. But get creative with your marketing. Think of any way that you can to get the name out there, because that will be important when starting a business. Now I'm not going to go too deep into marketing in this video just because I have a lot of marketing videos that we'll touch base on throughout this summer success bootcamp, so make sure you are subscribed so that way you don't miss those videos. But those are the 5 important steps to launching your dream business by the end of this summer. Again, those 5 steps are identifying your niche and the business type that you want to launch, drafting up a business plan that you can launch your business by the end of this summer, choose the right e-commerce platform for you, set up all the essentials that you'll need to operate your business, and develop a marketing strategy to gain the customers that you need when launching your business. This is by far not the traditional way of creating a business plan, but it is for you to get started and to get started quickly. Like I mentioned in the video, you can always create the more traditional business plan later on. It doesn't have to be right now. Right now, we're focused on just getting started because I know a lot of you have that fear of starting. So I need to just push you into starting it right now. So that is what I'm doing during this boot camp. We are just going to push you into it, and then you will figure it out as you go. Now, if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, or even if you are subscribed already and you don't have notifications on, make sure you turn on the notifications because there's a new video every day this month for the summer success bootcamp called Heatwave Hustle. This summer, we are definitely hustling so that each one of you can have your business launched before the holiday season and have all the kinks out of your business so you can be prepared for the holiday rush. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.